I got to visit American Estate's workshop and showroom in downtown Rogers. Their unique custom designs are gorgeous, and they are sure to be the heirlooms of the future. So, Jesse, it started with you. Kind of tell us how American Estates began.
Well, growing up, all I really wanted to do was be a rock star. So that's kind of what I set my sights on, and that's really all I had any focus on. And I did that for a long time out of high school, enough to know that it wasn't really the life that I wanted long term. So I kind of settled down and went to work, and shortly thereafter kind of realized that there was an artist side of me, a creative side of me that just was very unfulfilled, you know, with just sort of a normal job. So I started looking for a creative outlet and thought about a conversation I had a long time ago with my brother when we were teenagers, and where I said, you know, I think it would be really cool to make furniture for a living. And I just thought of that and thought, yeah, that was a good idea, so I'm gonna try that, so I did.
You started this thing from scratch, you know, just kind of from home. Did you get started that way, or?
Yeah, well, so my father had a business remodeling houses, and I was working with him.
So you had some tools and some knowledge
about
about
access to tools and a familiarity with them, and, you know, a comfort level with them, which is a big deal. And he had a shop out towards Town that he, you know, operated out of. So I kind of cleared a corner out for myself and just started building stuff in the evening. And I kind of, you know, use his tools. You know, Dad, are you going to be using this today? You know, can I borrow this? And you know, I started, you know, making some stuff and trying to put it up for sale.
Yeah.
You know, places like Craigslist and stuff, and wasn't really having good luck. You know, it's kind of a hard way to go about things. You know, that's not exactly where people look for nice furniture.
Yeah.
So I kind of decided pretty quick that I was only going to sell things that were already, or I was only going to build things that were already sold.
Oh,
so
good.
I started pursuing doing custom work and gained a little traction, and from there, you know, my buddies that own Onyx, they, you know, kind of were getting some traction with their business, and they gave me a few projects, and next thing you know, we're doing whole cafes. And after we did their Bentonville deal, the business really took off with you know, a lot of commercial clients. So we ended up doing a ton of commercial build outs that, you know, were really fun and, you know, we're really proud of. But at the heart of things, you know, we were always, you know, wanting to do residential spaces, and so that's what brings us here to this showroom many years later.
Well, I've been following you on social media for a good while, and you guys do a really good job on there. So you get a good sense of what you guys are about. But so you were talking about Onyx. You weren't just doing furniture; you were doing full walls and ceiling, the whole thing.
Yeah, a lot of the, you know, kind of quirky architectural elements and the things, you know, we've over the years ended up doing a lot of things on, you know, construction projects that are like, well, who does this kind of stuff? I don't know. Well, that's us, you know. Yeah. We do those things. We've done a lot of those, you know, wood ceilings, wood walls, and a lot of really cool, you know, creative things like that. And you know, in addition to furniture. Yeah.
Well, so Nikki, how did you come into all this?
So I came into American Estates after just being a fan of the company on Instagram. Jesse, back in his early days, did giveaways and things like that, and that kind of grew the initial Instagram following, and I was part of that. And then at that time I was working in a corporate job, but was really into the DIY and had a house where I was doing some projects, and Jesse found me on there and I guess decided that he had his eyes set on something that he wanted to pursue.
So this space here in downtown Rogers is still pretty new, and you think of it as a showroom, and it is kind of a store, but so much of your stuff is kind of built to order and custom, that you do have a lot of things ready to buy today and walk out with it. But kind of, what's your approach to this space?
So our vision for this space is, like you said, to kind of showcase a little bit of what we're capable of doing.
Yeah.
But long term, we really hope to kind of move more in the direction of having a curated selection of designs that we've done over the years, whether it, maybe originated with a custom job, but we found that it was one that would be great to repeat. But we want to offer custom, but also have signature lines that are pre-designed and ready for people to order, and we can just make it in a quick turnaround. Another part of our vision for this space is not just that we would showcase our own furniture, but really put it in an environment where someone can picture it in their home or in their business. And we also want to offer a curated selection of decor, art, things that we love and know that people can also value in their home. You don't have to spend a ton of money to walk away with something that you really value. And the way that you style and decorate a space plays a huge impact on the way that you experience that.
Right.
And we want to be a source to offer things that are great design, great quality, and allow someone to not just furnish their home, but also decorate their home.
Yeah, and the way you've got your pieces all set up, I mean, you can tell these are going to be at home in a residential space for sure. I see you've got your Build a Legacy shirt on today. Let's kind of tell us about what that's all about.
Well, our tagline, Build a Legacy, there's a couple of things I'd like to say about that. I mean, the first being just that's kind of who we are and kind of our value as a company. We want to build things that people, that have lasting quality, that people can, have in their homes, that they're unfailing, they bring joy year after year. And when people, pass on, it can be passed down to their children. Where, we want to build things that people's children, when people are gone, I want their children to fight over who gets to have it versus who has to take it to the dumpster. And, I think that that's something that's kind of been lost in our culture for a while. It's just that, building things of quality instead of quick, cheap, easy, I want it now, so therefore I must have it now. You buy things from, flat packed in a box, and then within a year, you're tossing it out because it wasn't built with that quality. And so Build a Legacy, it's about that lasting quality, filling our homes with things, at whatever pace we can afford to do, but everything you bring in is beautiful, functional, and lasting. And the second thing about the Build a Legacy is we actually are working on something we call the Legacy Fund, and that's what the sale of all of our merchandise here in the showroom goes towards, is what we call our Legacy Fund, which is basically a fund that we're accumulating to build pieces for people in the community that are just deserving for some reason or other. There's not really any specific demographic or parameter to that, just people who are out there doing good for others instead of themselves that maybe have a need that can be filled. And so that's something that we're, still in the early stages of, but we kind of launched that along with the showroom here, and we're looking forward to growing that.
Well, and I think that's a lot more than a tagline. For sure, the pieces are gorgeous. They are definitely heirloom quality and sturdy. Yeah, lots of hardwood and iron. So we were talking about earlier that you guys don't just cut slabs and stick some hairpin legs on or whatever. You're doing the metal work along with the woodwork. Everything is super custom. What's the best way people can find out more about American Estates?
Yeah, I would say the best way to connect with us would be online through places like Instagram and Facebook, where we're posting regularly about what we're doing, as well as behind the scenes and different opportunities to get connected to giveaways and all kinds of stuff that we have in the works.
It's a lot of fun to follow. You get that kind of a glimpse at what's going on behind the scenes. It's not just, hey, we made a new piece of furniture, the shop cat and all kinds of stuff.
We got the whole crew involved in that. It is a family business.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. It's a fun follow. Well, thank you, Only in Arkansas, for sponsoring this video. Life's what you make it. Let's get our hands dirty.